Hey guys, what's going on? Flawless Crested Geckos, Will, Audra,
Hi.
coming to you guys with another video, and it's another episode for the Diamond series.
But not just any diamond series. The Breeder Diamond series.
Yes. So this one actually we finally have time to show off this huge gecko. Huge in several different areas, size
She's
as
big.
well as huge in our
program.
collection, our program. This is gonna be on Eclipse.
Yes.
Eclipse is. We did not know what we got into when we got her years and years ago. We got her
She's
at
our OG.
15 grams as well.
Yeah, and
So
she
she's
is.
been here quite some time.
Honey, this is like the beginning of Flawless.
Yeah.
Like this was the this was the choice. This was the decision that set us up for a trajectory of
Where
being
we are
able,
now,
to be where we are now.
And she teeters back and forth between high 60s and 70 grams. She's hefty. She took a while to start producing consistently.
She did.
For us. She's had a few different, mates. We always are extremely selective on who we're breeding her to in hopes of producing the perfect animal. But it threw us for a loop at the very beginning stages because we were producing animals that came out, geckos that came out just like her.
Yep.
And we're like,
Which were not what we
right. So
were
guys,
expecting.
basically what happened when we purchased her, she's a visual axanthic, and that's not all. Just so happened she's a phantom. All right. So phantom is recessive. She's hypo, which is recessive, and she's a axanthic, which is recessive.
Blah, blah, blah,
I can't talk. So she's a triple.
She's a triple visual.
And we're excited to be still working with her, excited to have her. And we actually sold a few visual axanthics in the earlier stages while we were figuring everything out. A lot
And
of the
they
stuff you
actually
have to figure out.
have come back and talked to us because the very first axanthic that we sold went again like to Jay and Beth. I've mentioned them before in other videos, but Gecko Island, they purchased the very first axanthic we ever sold. And they have come back now. We've been talking about it, and they have found that offspring was visual hypo
Right.
as well.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
And that was at a time where we didn't even know,
Yeah.
you know. And now we've produced several hypo, phantom hypos. That's all in conjunction with axanthic.
It's fun. It's fun to delve into a project and watch it develop.
Because it was scary.
Yeah, it was. It was very scary.
Getting her. When I tell you she has like one shade of difference between fired down and fired up,
We mean it.
literally. We're gonna show her off in a few, but when you see her, you're gonna be in shock and amazed because when we got her, we're like, wow, okay. We bought her obviously from an extremely reliable source, Brian. So we knew she was axanthic, but at the time, I don't even think he knew that she was hypo. I think he knew that she was phantom and axanthic.
Well, that's been sort of a development
Right, over
for
time.
the crested industry period.
Right,
Over
and we
time.
all as a community, we gotta play. What I mean by play, experiment in a healthy way. Breeding these geckos with similar traits or different traits to see what you're going to be producing in hopes of being able to anticipate the productions before they're actually coming out of the egg.
That's the point. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's where we are. We're on the precipice of such big things with the crested community as it pertains to isolating genes out.
Yep.
I mean, you can see now, over the past I would say
over the last year or two, it's really gotten intense on the genetics. We've been saying this from day one that, you know, genetics are pretty much with the crested geckos are just like the ball pythons. It's just as complex. You have your morphs or your genes, you have your phenotypes, you have, I mean, the sky's the limit with some of these combinations. Doesn't mean that you have to like every single gene that's out there on the market, but it doesn't mean that you have to hate it as well. Let people work their projects, you know, as long as it's contributing to the positive side of breeding, the ethical side of breeding. We're not talking about, you know, non-ethical breeding. We want to make sure you keep and hold the integrity of these genes and work them to the best of your ability. But that means the sky's the limit. So if you think of a combo and that you want to chase after, go ahead and chase after it, as long as it's not lethal combinations and things like that. Again, that will fall on the side of non-ethical.
And be smart about it. We talk a lot, you know, of times we discuss about stacking genes and things. Stack genes that make sense. You know, you don't want to stack things that when visually they come out, you're not going to know what's what, because that doesn't help you further that project. It doesn't show you anything. So like with the axanthics, it's really cool because hypo is one of those things that you can really see now. Now that it's clicked into all of us in the crested gecko community that there is this hypo, you know, that it's really cool to see it.
And the hypo, it's two different hypos that we're referring to. We're not talking about genetic hypo,
we're talking
which is
about
another gene, a recessive gene.
C2.
We're talking about hypo C2, which started off being seen with the citrus, the yellow gene at first, and then was isolated to be its independent gene of itself, hypo.
But that just in general, that is the hypo that we're talking about. We're not speaking of the genetic hypo at all in this particular video. But hypo with the axanthic, mixing that is just really cool because you can really see it, and it definitely changes their whole look.
And now that I think about it, she also has another gene that's in the mix. She's also dalmation. So she has that in the mix as well. So she's genetically, I know a lot of people do not like
dalmatians on top of other,
but genetically for what she is, as far as her being all these, she's 3 visual genes as well as the incomplete dominant gene, or what they say to be incomplete dominant gene of dalmation as well. So she's visually expressing 4 different genes.
Yeah, what's really cool is, like, if you think about it in that particular project, if you've got a hypo, you know, visual axanthic hypo, visual hypo, and a visual, obviously they're dalmatian spots, like, to further that would be absolutely amazing. Can you imagine, like, the visual axanthic that is hypo, which is obviously a lighter color than your dark axanthics, and then to have these dark black dalmatian spots all over it.
And if you followed us for a while, then you guys probably seen that, you know, the godfather himself, the guy, you know, Brian, who's been rocking out with axanthics for so long. We've purchased so many from him in our building our collection, along with producing our own as well, that we from her produced a beautiful Dalmatian male axanthic, where Brian is really trying to take the Dalmatian axanthics to a whole nother level. So it was a really good feeling to be able to put something out there like that, and he hit us up like, hey, are you guys selling that? And I'm like, we don't know.
I don't know. Should we?
I guess we are.
I guess we are.
So it was kind of cool to be able to sell to him as well.
Yeah, it's really cool because when we initially talked about it, we talked about like the darker base axanthics, because again, we didn't know about the hypo at the time. Like the really dark axanthics kind of, you know, pretty much overtake the Dalmatian spot, so you don't really see them as they age. And with the hypo, that lends to a whole new, you know, era of Dalmatian axanthics, because now it's a lighter, brighter version.
And it makes you have steps to all of it as well, because now, at least with her being female, you get on the science side of it and you breed her, and let's say you're male, in order to get out of Phantom, you're gonna have to make hets. Then, you know, which the hets will be non-visual, and hopefully you can go somewhere with that. But if you really want to get out of those genes, then you got to breed the offspring to a non-phantom or a non-hypo to get out of it. So we're actually very happy where she is, and then plus with her being a female.
Yes.
So let's show off.
All right. Hey guys, Flawless Crested Geckos here. Will, Audra, and we're here to tell you about our Patreon.
Yes, going through tough times, you got to know that Flawless is always going to have your back. If you go over to patreon.com/Flawless Crested Geckos, you'll see all the perks and benefits it is there for you to come and support us on our Patreon. $50 a month turns around and goes right back into your Flawless Crested Geckos savings account for you to use towards your next purchase.
Any purchase. We also give awesome benefits such as 5% off the top of the price of the gecko. We get free merchandise, t-shirts, we have stainless steel tables, tools, all kinds of goodies. We also give free shipping to our members all year round, no blackout dates. And, you know, we give awesome tips, or we think we do anyway.
That's right. So go over to patreon.com/Flawless Crested Geckos.
And join our family. Wow.
So, please do not adjust your screens. This is Eclipse. And this is as dark as she gets.
She hanging down there.
Her little chin, her little second chin.
Her little double chin, chinny chin chin.
So, that. And she is ready to rock and roll for next season. And we still have quite a few months ahead of us.
Yeah, that's literally as dark as she gets, though, which is absolutely crazy amazing.
And looking closer, she's displaying also that what's that furry trait?
Yeah, that
as well.
furry trait. She does.
So
if you look back in some of our Instagram reels, and I actually think that she's on YouTube Shorts as well, there is a couple of videos of her where she is completely like fired down. And she also, I mean, she almost looks translucent. You can almost see right straight through her skin.
Right. You see those white spots on her side. When she fires down, her whole body is that color.
Is that color, yeah. And it's literally like, almost like I can see the little veins running through her skin.
So it's really cool to know that she's a visual axanthic, but she doesn't get any darker than that. That's as dark as she gets.
Let's look at her belly. Let's see if she'll let you look at her little belly.
Probably not. Let's see.
You going to, Mama? Can we look at your belly? There you go. Here. Yeah, so you can see it. You got a quick glimpse of it. You can see her little belly. That's a great little shot. But that's just like a super white little belly there. Alright. That is Eclipse. That is our OG Big Mama that has created so much for us. Changed the course of our entire life right here in one lizard.
So that's our little treasure that we have here at Flawless, our gem diamond in the rough.
I just had like the Bruno Mars Treasure song roll through my head when you said that.
Cool.
Treasure. He does not like Bruno Mars.
Just it is what it is.
He doesn't like Bruno Mars. He's never liked Bruno Mars, and that's sad because he's a great singer.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's our treasure.
But hopefully you guys enjoy videos like this of us telling you about our breeders. She's still going to be with us. She's not going anywhere. She's a key component to a lot of our productions that we have coming into their first breeding season this season. She's definitely been influential in producing our lily white axanthics.
Yep, she's paired with Pandemic, our 100% het axanthic lily white. That's also het for hypo, clearly.
Right, and we got to see whether she may be bred to, we haven't named them yet, or prime time, or or
Not
our
random.
other lily white axanthic.
The male.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. We haven't named him. Yeah, we haven't named him yet.
So we have a lot of work on our hands
Yes, we
to
do.
kind of get down there and do and figure out. That time is upon us now as far as the planning stage.
Yeah, I know.
So come last week of February, we will be in our execution phase of pairing everyone up.
Yes. So we have a lot of work to do between now and then.
We still got plenty of time though, so we're gonna get on it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this content. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, comment down below.
Like the video, please.
Comment down below.
We appreciate all your support.
Definitely do. And Flawless Crested Geckos, Will Arger, we are out.
Bye.